The Manderville stuff tonight. A lot of cool stuff shown at FanFest. I was not expecting a 7.0 trailer. That was really, really cool to see. But yeah, RPG Limit Break was a lot of fun. I hope to go back sometime, get another run in there. We'll see. Fingers crossed. We'll get something else in there. I'm actually thinking about picking up Worlds Collide, Career Day, and Free Enterprise randomizers. There's actually been talk about us potentially setting up a Final Fantasy relay, a randomizer relay, for either GDQ or for RPG Limit Break. So that'll be really cool. I'm in talks with the Worlds Collide community about that now. Might get Free Enterprise on board too, which if we could, that'd be pretty awesome. But like if we could get like 2 or 3 teams of runners and race, let's say Mystic Quest, and then tag in Free Enterprise, and then tag in Career Day, and tag in Worlds Collide, I'd watch that event, especially if they're all randomizers. That'd be freaking awesome. I don't even have to race, I'd commentate. I would be happy commentating that kind of event. So yeah. But anyways, I see Delian here. Let's go ahead and get things picked up. I have not done any 6.45 content yet. I've been specifically waiting for you, chat. I've been waiting for you. So, without further ado, by Agents Unknown. Delian is trembling with barely contained enthusiasm. Hebinx, eager to resume our investigations. I know I am. Do you recall that scrap of alien starship we recovered? Well, Inspector Brandyhill has employed his unsettling calculative capacity to extrapolate the damage to the greater whole, and he has concluded that the vessel would be incapable of flight without extensive repairs. Our most likely scenario, then, is that some unknown agent made off with the starship wreckage, along with Poo-Poo's acquaintance. Fortunately, I have a fair idea of who that unknown agent might be. After all, there is a singularly shadowy cabal with a history of concealing extraterrestrial activity. Actually, let's head over to Kama first. The inspector and the others are staying in a dwelling there, and I'd rather not explain myself twice. I forgot what voice I give this guy, so we're just rolling with this one. It's been so long. Yeah, we have a whole year, so till summer 2024, until we get the expansion. Nashua, let me get my accent down. Nashua and their friends will be staying here for a while longer, it seems. I do hope it's not my house that has brought them all this bad luck. Oh, Hebinx, I'm so worried for Master Poo-Poo. A most terrible development. This may not be the best time to share my conclusions. Alright, gotta remember Hildebrand's voice. Almost said Brandyhill. 'Tis horrible misfortune, Hebinx. Calamitous even. Poor Master Poo-Poo has fallen gravely ill. Oh, that's a start to a Hildebrand questline. He's so bluish green. More so, I mean. Could he have caught a cold? I suppose it was quite chilly up there in Garlemald. Poo-Poo is an alien. Poo-Poo's an alien. Who knows what extraterrestrial diseases might be ravaging his body? Nashu. Nashu's delights are the best medicine for whatever ails you, as the inspector himself can attest. Good gods, Nashu. You'll blow our host's domicile to pieces. Put them away. Sad Nashu. Ahem. If I may. When I was cloned from the inspector, certain gaps in my knowledge were patched with supplementary data from the starship's archives. This information included an encyclopedic understanding of Master Poo-Poo's physiology, which should be sufficient for me to diagnose his condition. A Xenoman hybrid mind. That explains the impossible calculations. Oh, here we go. I have it. Master Poo-Poo is afflicted by a terrible case of the common cold. Gods grant me strength. As a visitor to Aetheris, Master Poo-Poo has no prior exposure to our maladies. He is thus particularly susceptible to infection, and more likely to experience severe symptoms. Aha! 'Tis just as I surmised. We must put aside the case until we have nursed our stricken companion back to health. But even if it is a common cold, isn't there a risk that our medicines do him more harm than good? I've shifted into a British accent and we're rolling with it. They most certainly would. Based on the results of my analysis, however, I believe I can synthesize an effective remedy. We need to gather the ingredients. Then ingredients you shall have. So, what are we gathering exactly? Let me shift Brandy Hill's voice down an octave. Most of what we require can be drawn from Master Poo-Poo's collective samples. Otherwise, there are only two which we lack. The first of these is the liver of a giant tortoise. A suitable organ can be extracted from one of the Kachap which wander Saltwind's welcome. Ah, the slaughtering of a monstrous opponent. That sounds like a job for Hebinx. Yeah, for once you're right. The other material in question is a rare fungus known as damp shroom, which I am hoping can be found amongst the Great Works' extensive stock of alchemical reagents. Very well. Nashu, Delian, and I will scour the alchemist's shelves. Meanwhile, I would ask that you remain here and keep an eye on our ailing patient. Inspector Brandyhill, you're such an expert on all things Thavnir. Oh, I wouldn't say expert. Simple conclusions from simple observations, nothing more. As I said, I am hoping the alchemists have the damp shroom we need, but it really is quite rare. Once you have the tortoise liver, would you be so kind as to assist the others in procuring the fungus? Sir, chat. Then let us not prolong Master Poo-Poo's suffering a moment longer. Welcome to the team, dude. It seems we always have a job to do. Further discussions of the abductions will have to wait. I love this little 8-bit rendition of Hildebrand's theme. Alright, a kill and I will go. Oh god, it's all the way down there. I'm just gonna teleport down the yellow mod. Anybody else excited for 7.0? I am. I'm especially interested to figure out what the jobs are. The graphics overhaul looks really good. I may have gone a little too hard on that rotation for just the level 80 turtle. It's funny, I'm using Mount Roulette, and that's the second time I've gotten Titania. There's a good boy hanging out behind me. Sleepy puppy. Your mission was successful, I assume? Ours is ongoing. Who knew the lamp shroom would be so difficult to find? And of course the stalker, hanging out right here. Ah, Hebinx! I had every confidence you would bring us a suitable liver. Alas, the dank shroom... The dank shroom yet eludes us. The alchemist said the fungus has few applications, so they don't bother to stock it most of the time. Then I must put my keen inspector sense to work. Stand back whilst I attune myself with the essence of the dank. Damp. The word is damp, shroom, and you'll forgive me if I have no faith in your abilities. 'Tis close, my friends, and getting closer and closer even as we speak. I hear you folks are in the market for damp shrooms. I might have some to sell, if you're interested. But how? We certainly are, my fine fellow. Alright then. If you'll give me a moment to retrieve the goods, we can finalize our transaction up on the perfumed rise. Was it genuine clairvoyance or sheer coincidence? I'm not so sure anymore. Though in all fairness, when it comes to Inspector Hildebrand, preternatural perception is one of his least baffling talents. In any case, we should hurry to the rise and take this man up on his timely offer. Whoa, chill out there, stalker. Just running out in plain daylight now. There we go, got something different. Got my Tyrannosaurus Rex with a backpack strapped to it. Our quest for medicinal components nears its end. Stay strong, Master Poo Poo. The inspector saves the day. Again. I wonder, does this not strike you as a touch convenient, if not contrived? Ah, you're here. Good. Good. And here's the damp shroom, as promised. Oh-ho! Glad we are for your assistance. Ta-ta. Not so fast. There is still the matter of payment. Of course, of course. And how much do we owe you, my good man? Considering the extreme rarity of the fungus in question, I couldn't let it go for less than 1,000,000 gil. 1,000,000 gil for one measly mushroom? That's outright robbery. A bargain, I counter. You would pay tenfold my price in the markets. I thought to do you a kindness in light of your urgent need, but I am more than willing to find another buyer if you wish to spit upon my generosity. Nashu, how fair are we for coin? We're plumb out, Inspector. Ah, then this is a pickle. A prickly pickle. Where are we to obtain sufficient funds at such short notice? Why are you looking at me? Looking at my money. 1,000,000 gil, was it? I, having a crescent roll collecting problem. Gotta buy them all. Spend the last of my savings on a return to oblivion. Or I could pretend to sleep. Jeez, that's a meta joke. 1,000,000 gil, was it? Hebinx, our savior in every sense of the word. Give that man nothing. Oh. Oh, damn, Radiant Host running this man down. We have you now, deceitful scum. Your swindling days are over. Rods at Han City Guard at your service. We'd received reports of this man's questionable activities and have been keeping a close eye on him ever since. Damp shroom is a rare find in the bazaar, to be sure, but only because there's no real demand for it. The price this charlatan quoted you was quite frankly ludicrous. But thanks to your ignorance and a poor judge of character, we were able to catch him in the act. As token of our gratitude, you're welcome to keep the fungus, assuming you still want it. Yes, very much so. That is very, magnanimous of you. Bah. You think I enjoy tricking fools out of their coin? If that bastard hadn't declared my job redundant, I wouldn't have needed to stoop so low. He blames the rising star among the merchant princes for his woes. Vanudi, I believe his name was, purchased the trading consortium where the man was working, which led to a restructuring of the hierarchy. Put a lot of people out of work. Vanudi. I know that name. Something about an acquisitions deal gone sour? Father was willing to sell him a slice of his Hannish enterprise, I think, but balked when the man offered to buy our family business in its entirety. Truly, there's no telling how deep the coffers of this Vanudi are, nor do any know the secret of how he amassed such kingly wealth so damnably fast. There are whispers, though, that he solved alchemy's oldest and most legendary of problems, the transmutation of base metals into gold. Unlikely, to say the least, but Whatever the source of Venudi's riches, he shows no reluctance in spending them. He's bought a historic temple to serve as his home and commissioned a private airship, among other extravagant expenditures. Nice for some, eh? Cool. That swindling case had barely started before you solved it, Inspector. Ah, ha ha ha. All in a day's work, my dear Nashu. I believe our business upon this scented hill is concluded. Let us hurry the ingredients back to Inspector Brandyhill, shall we? I almost lost 1,000,000 gil. You... I see you. I may have mollified his lordship with the secrets of the divine manifestation, but the stench of failure yet clings to me. I must redeem myself in his eyes by crushing my most hated foe. Dude, you have a terrible job carrying around a mecha head. I'm glad I didn't lose out on any of my gil. Would have put me in the poorhouse. Whatever will I do, standing in the bread lines with only 18,000,000 gil to my name? Truly a travesty. I forget what my grand total is up to now. It's got to be like 40? I think I'm at 40. I don't know. Something like that. I think I'm only like 20, 23, 24 mil. Something like that. It's crazy to think that all this is going to change soon, like within a year. Hopefully they get more done. What I would really like to see improve, so I know they talked about the engine, the lighting engine being one of the big things they want to improve. I'd like to see the character rigging evolve as well. I think some of the character rigs are a little stiff. So a little more articulation, a little more rigging would be nice to see. Dude, are you even trying to stalk anymore? Or are you just being blatant about this? I know you see me looking at you. Same thing. After all that, we paid not a single gil for the damn shroom. The manifestation of such windfall must be another facet of the inspector's uncannily good fortune. Excuse me. Your suffering nears its end, Master Poo-Poo. If Inspector Brandyhill's remedy fails, we can always try my explosive cure-all. Inspector Brandyhill tells me you have the liver to go along with his damn shroom? The glistening liver of a Saltwind's welcome Cachapa. A fine specimen. Thank you. I will be mixing the ingredients in the starship, so let us convey Master Poo-Poo outside that we may administer his medicine as soon as it is ready. We couldn't have parked closer to town. This should be sufficiently remote. I'll have the craft come to us as soon as we can commence the treatment. A little cobbling. Oh, I feel so much better. I cannot thank you all enough. Master Poo Poo recovered his strength in mere moments. 'Twould seem his powers of recuperation are just as advanced as his technology. Dude, are you even trying? I came here from another world, a stranger you've no cause to trust, and yet you've treated me so kindly. The people of this star are so very welcoming. Aha! You're our dear friend now, Master Poo Poo. 'Tis our pleasure to help. Uh-oh. And it will be my pleasure to harm. What are you doing? How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? I'll not fall for the same trick twice. Brandy Hill, no. I will wreck you. That's also a rad scorpion. I'm hearing the audio of that scene from Home Alone. Nah, shoot, that's not a basketball. Impudent worms, taste my full power. All this time she's been practicing for this one moment. What is happening? Ah, she hit the rim. Oh. Slam dunk. There we go. Give me that hang time. Not again. Oh, my wedding ring got overwritten. You took the full force of that destructive beam, yet here you stand, somewhat singed, but apparently unharmed. I've pondered and puzzled over this inexplicable fortitude of yours and feel compelled to ask. Are you an alien? Ha ha ha! A fine jest. But I assure you, I am without a doubt an Uldan-born Manderville of terrestrial Hebinx stock. Ace Hildebrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. What more do you need to know? Where do I even begin? But never mind. We have more pressing matters. Such as locating Master Poo-Poo's missing comrade. 'Tis time we reopen the case of the silent correspondent. Yes, exactly. And I have a firm theory as to who it was that took the wreckage and its erstwhile pilot. The Charlayans. I'm all but certain they've allied with insidious extraterrestrials, which means they'll be under orders to remove any evidence of alien activity. I wager we'll find what we're looking for in Old Charlian. We need only infiltrate their operations and expose this nefarious conspiracy. The Charlians can't be bothered to formally ally with foreign nations, much less aliens. And the Loperates don't count. Trust me. They'd sooner flee the star than attempt to subjugate it. I like that second dig a little bit more. While Master Dalian's theory does lack supporting facts, we have no other promising leads to pursue at present. Moreover, I understand that Charlian sets the standard for monitoring astronomical and astrological phenomenon. Perhaps their experts have been tracking extraterrestrial movements. There we go. Kind of slurred all that together. Ahem. I've spoken out of turn. Please forgive my presumptuousness. Nay, my friend. I too sense our path points to the Isle of Archons. Pack your bags, everyone. We'll leave for Charlian immediately. My calculations may have failed me, but my companions did not. 'Twas your quick thinking that saw the villain laid low. With a tremendous flourish, no less. Brandyhill told me that you all went in search of ingredients for my medicine. I am so very grateful. The time has come, Hebinx. Charlian is the beating heart of this conspiracy, and I won't let them hide their machinations any longer. Nice teamwork, Hebinx. And Hildebrand is keen to embark on the next leg of your investigation. Charlian awaits. We need only charter a suitable sea vessel. Of course, but does not the city lie many days' sail to the north? Is there no swifter means of reaching our destination? I could just teleport us there. Oh god, the experimental aetherite. So, this experimental aetherite will allow us to teleport thither even absent attunement? Splendid! Then we shall avail ourselves of the technological marvel forthwith. Forthwith, I say. I can't wait to watch everybody vomit all over the place. Oh god, there's so many people here. Oh, when you've traveled the cosmos as much as I have, teleportation is not the least bit discerning. How severe is your aether sickness? How severe is your aether sickness, Master Poo Poo? I hope Delian wasn't too attached to his dinner. Ugh. Oh God, save me. So, this is the city of learning. A sophisticated gentleman should feel right at home here. How are you all not sick to your stomachs? Experimental aetherites make travel exponentially more fun. Sometimes I feel as though I am the only normal person in this group of eccentrics. Yeah, that every expansion needs one, dude. But this is not the time to succumb to nausea. Not here, in the belly of the beast. Rumor has it that the Charlian secret agents travel the star in search of specimens, which they collect and bring home in service to a confidential research project. Said project is conducted in a huge underground military facility. If we're to find answers, that's where we need to look. Labyrinthos, not a military bunker. I say, this Labyrinthos sounds promising. I say we head down there and make inquiries as to whereabouts our missing alien friend. We simply take a lift from the Hall of Artifice, yes? Then let us be on our way. Such a chill vibe. This town theme is way better than it has any right being. What beautiful architecture. Charlian is clearly one of your more advanced civilizations. The city's archives are said to be bursting with knowledge of countries, peoples, accumulated over the century. The knowledge of countless peoples accumulated over the centuries. I should very much like to peruse the shelves, once we have attended our main mission. If you're still feeling poorly, my all-purpose cure can perk you right up. No, thank you. I'm much recovered. Ah, these must be the lifts in question. Do you wish to descend in the labyrinthos, sir? My apologies, but each of your companions must also secure the proper permissions before we can allow them entrance. If it's assurances you need, then surely a single glance is all you require to judge us trustworthy. Hildebrand, you're not helping. I could certainly make some judgments, but that is neither here nor there. Admission to Labyrinthos is subject to foreign policy. You're the ones who should be judged. I know you're hiding aliens and xenotechnology in that underground base of yours. Admit it! Xenotechnology? I sincerely have no idea what you're talking about. Aho! Yet again do our paths cross in most serendipitous fashion. Father, what business brings you to Charlian? I am in search of a certain subject, a certain object, one crucial to the continued refinement of Manderville weaponry. My investigations lead me to believe it is to be found here in Labyrinthos. And as you also seem to have business down below, this is my son and his bosom companions. I can vouch of their character. Will you kindly allow them to board the lift? Ah, Master Godbuilt Manderville. The Forum sent word of your impending arrival. As a member of the Syndicate, your ambassadorial status affords you an entourage of up to 5 members. Pray, consider their permissions arranged. I know not your current mission, but for the time being, I suggest you accompany me to the Archeon. Not so fast, Stalker Man. I think I might miss this area just a little bit next expansion. We're underground, but above ground at the same time. An underground archive with an extravagant recreation of an outdoor habitat. What innocent purpose could this possibly serve? Oh, but of course, they're performing simulations to hone their strategies for aiding the aliens in their investigation of the world above. Dude, you need to chill. Like, take about 20% off there, Squirrely Dan. What an incredible vault of accumulated curiosities. I should very much like to return here once our mission is complete. Ah! They have transformed this subterranean environment into one more suited to the surface beings. I'm reminded of the orbital stations built in my own home star. Charlian structures truly are works of art, simply inspiring. From what Father tells me, this storage facility is replete with samples and specimens collected from every land on the Theris. If anyone has information concerning visiting aliens and crashing starships, it would be these studious folk. A shiny silver saucer? I'm sorry, but we have no record of such an object in our archives, either whole or in part. Or so you would have us believe, but the purpose of this complex, this military fortress, is plain. You cannot deny that you're conducting secret research on alien starships. You don't need you to chill. We are not conducting secret research on alien starships. Yes, we did build a starfaring vessel in Thimazane, but it was neither for military purposes nor of extraterrestrial origin. Disguising your foul lies with sprinklings of truth, are we? Fine. I'll dig up the facts myself, and everyone will hear what you're really up to. While I cannot assist you with your missing craft, I do recall seeing an individual of like appearance to your companion here. You do? And where was this, pray tell? At Marial Agronomics, the medial circuit. The lift at the back of the building will take you down there. Many thanks, my good man. Well, well, it seems you found yourself a solid lead. I have my own search to attend to, so I shall bid you good hunting and good day. Thanks, Godbert. Much appreciated. Another round of in-depth inquiries by the Agent of Inquiry and friends is in order. To Marial Agronomics we go. I need to transmog my wedding ring. Not transmog, glamour. There we go. Your description would lead me to believe you're looking for one of the Mandergroa's hereabouts. But if, as you say, it's something else you're after, then I'm not sure I can be of much help. I've only just started working here, so you may have more luck asking the older hands. But what about these grapes? Suspicious rhombus-like grapes. What fine and juicy looking grapes. You would think that, Brandyhill. They are roughly the same poly count as you. Ah, you must be the ones, you must be talking about one of those new Mandragora strains. We whipped up a batch of bright blue stray onions, but I'm afraid they started to rot almost immediately. Not a manager, you say? Well, the only other bluish thing I can think of around here are the grapes. Look how luscious this crop turned out. Yes, luscious and rhombus-like. Mark my words, I'll find the evidence I require. They can't hide all traces of their alien alliance. Where the hell did Hildebrand go? Oh, they're there. Actually, now that you mention it. If I may, have you perchance come across an individual resembling this delightful blue ragamuffin here? Master Poo-Poo has found a new friend. Maybe they can help us look for the old one. How could anybody ever mistake me for a Mandragora? We look nothing alike. Yeah, you look a little alike, dude. Yes, the little blue man. Saw him with my own two eyes, I did. And it was no mandragora. A gleaner in the company of an outside visitor passed through a little while back. Nothing too unusual there, only this, friend you described was scuttling along with them. I know not what purpose brought them to the farm, but whatever it was, they didn't tarry here long. Wonderful. That corroborates the information I but moments ago skillfully squirreled out of this farmer. She claims to be an acquaintance of the gleaner in question. In fact, and will bring him to talk to us shortly. Thank you. Let's round up the others. We should all be present to hear what revelations this professional collector has to share. You're the folks asking about the little blue man, yes? Oh, and you've brought someone who's practically identical. You must be the same species, surely. My friend was really here then? They certainly were. If you've a moment or three, I'll tell you the whole tale. To begin at the beginning. I was in Thavnair on the procurement mission when I crossed paths with an apothecary of his unusual companion. As I mentioned, the companion was almost your twin in appearance, and the wagon they rode upon bore a damaged vessel of the likes of which I've never seen before. Could it be? As a collector by trade, I have a certain weakness for oddities. Thus did I hail the apothecary to inquire after his companion and his cargo. The man was only too happy to share his story. He had, it seemed, quite recklessly plunged into the war-torn lands of Garlemald to sell his wares. Reasoning that there was conflict, there would be a need for medicinal goods. The state of affairs was rather more volatile than he had anticipated, however, and he was soon forced to abandon his venture. And so the apothecary began his long trek home, only to shortly thereafter discover a strange silvery ship, and its shaken pilot crash-landed in a snowfield. It cannot be a coincidence. The story continues. After extricating the battered vessel and its occupant from the snow, he brought them home to Ratzathan. His guests wished to make repairs to the craft, yet even amongst the wonders of the bazaar, they struggled to find suitable parts. Hearing this, I suggested they bring the wreckage itself to Labyrinthos, and after they agreed to the idea, I had escorted them here myself. Alas, even the Thomazine engineers who worked on the Ark were stymied by the exotic ship, finding its technology impossible to comprehend, let alone replicate. The little blue fellow eventually resorted to drafting schematics, while the engineers followed these step by step to craft essential bits and bobs. The apothecary and his companion were waiting here at the Merial. And then what happened? Well, once our industrious visitor had what they needed, they repaired the vessel in a twinkling. The pair then departed almost immediately, and I've seen neither hide nor hair of them since. I told the apothecary paid a handsome sum for the engineer's services, but being typical Charlians, they wagered they would have happily forfeited the coin for a chance to pore over every square ilm of that ship. Now, I'm no scientist, but I'm beginning to think that such an incredible vessel must have been some kind of starfaring craft. And that little blue man, well, he must have been an alien from another world. Or so I'd like to believe. I'm an avid reader of the Thavnarian truth, you see, and love to entertain these ideal idle flights of fancy. But I've rambled on too long. There are errands to attend to, and I really must take my leave. Good fortune to you. Can it be true? I have a readership in Charlian. Perhaps I've misjudged these people. 'Twould seem your comrade is hale and healthy, Master Poo-Poo, and in the companion of a Harnish alchemist of undisclosed description. Yes, this is wonderful news. I'm grateful indeed that we made the journey. I have a feeling this case will soon draw to a close. Come, let us return to Rods at Han and continue the search. You're gonna recomp me for the teleportation costs, right? Yeah? About 1,000 gil? Cool. Sorry for all the yawning, chat. It's been a busy day. There and back again, in the blink of an eye. Oh, there's our little stalker. To summarize our findings, we now know Master Poo-Poo's friend is safe in the company of a Harnish gentleman, and possibly here on this very isle. Oh ho, that does sound promising. Father, you've returned to the city? I trust this means your own investigation was successful. That it was. Although laying hands on the object of my desire has been a long and frustrating ordeal, to say the least. Much painstaking research revealed to me that the existence of a hereditary Manderville relic, within which slumbers the secrets of a weapon's augmentations. Yet though I turned our ancestral home upside down, I failed to unearth the artifact in question. The reason for its absence became clear when I chanced upon the journal of one of our forefathers. He wrote of a visiting scholar's keen interest in the relic, and how he thus surrendered it into Charlian safekeeping for study. The trail leaded me to Labyrinthos. As it turns out, the Charlians never did find time to conduct their analysis. The custodians and I found the curio tucked away in a dusty corner of the Archeon, still awaiting processing. The hell it is. And here it is, an oddity in every bit as perplexing as Godbrand's cipher-bound manual. How are we to liberate its hidden wisdom? Oh, I can help you with that. These devices were made by the Mandervillians, a starfaring race with whom we once traded. Okay, so the Mandervilles might actually be aliens. Starfaring? Mandervillians! Yes, a highly evolved species with the mastery of advanced technologies. Our people shared ideas and inventions, so I'm quite familiar with your family's relic. If you so wish, I can have the device project whatever images were stored upon it. A darkened room would afford us the clearest view, however. Then let us retire to our rooms in comma and dim the lanterns. We must behold these secrets in optimal conditions. Godbert, are you actually aliens? Mandervillians. A coincidental naming, or is there some deeper connection? Thank you for not being as stupid as your son. And I'm just gonna walk away from this? hey, we have some Hanish locals. Everyone comfortable? Let's see what our device has for us. Sounds oddly like a projector. Who left that pot under there in the bottom? My eyes! Oh, dear God. I am Godbrand, wanderer of the stars and weaponsmith extraordinaire. First Lord of House Manderville. This is the Godbrand, our founding father? I record this message that my descendants may know the truth of their cosmic origins. The tale is long, but I bid you watch until the very end. Heirs of mine, I am not a man born of this star, or even a man at all. I am of the Mandervillians, a race which hails from the far side of the great expanse. I know that enemy. Mandervillians are parasitic symbionts. We can only survive by bonding with other life forms. Oh my God, is the Coblin actually something important? Once our essence has taken root, we supplant the host's mind and strengthen its physical structures, imbuing our new form with a steel-like resilience. I knew there was something alien about that impossible imperviousness. Then, through the conjoining of compatible host bodies, we produce offspring which harbor the next generation of Mandervillians. This symbiotic variant eventually takes to the stars in search of potential new vessels, adapting and multiplying. So it was that our race proliferated and spread throughout the cosmos. Until, tragically, our flourishing civilization was brought to an abrupt end. Okay, so we have Meteon to thank for the end of the Mandervilles. Every planet upon which we Mandervillians resided was visited by an inexplicable calamity. Our societies were brought to ruin by life forms suddenly twisted into horrific nightmares. That sounds rather familiar. So even stars far removed in time and space were ravaged by the final days. Desperate to avoid the same fate, a comrade and I boarded a ship and fled upwards into the starry night. This man is very good at puppet shows. We flew and flew until we found a planet. Your planet. Untouched by the phenomena, but the rigors of the journey had so damaged our craft that we were forced to make an uncontrolled descent. I alone crawled from the wreckage, badly injured and near death. But even as I resigned myself to perishing on this unfamiliar world, I was found by a man who had come looking for the falling star. As a rule, Mandervillians do not take intelligent life forms for hosts. After hearing my story, however, this sympathetic gentleman offered to become my vessel of his own accord. He was himself afflicted by an incurable malady, and with little time left to live, seemed content to know that his ailing body could provide safe haven for another. We're getting into the deep lore of the Mandervilles over here. With his blessing, I set about transferring my essence. The man's form was revitalized and purged of its fatal frailty, yet the mind which dwelled within was now my own. I went on to build a new home for myself here, making use of my people's technology to ply the blacksmith's trade. I wed a local lass, and together we had a child. Although not pure Mandervillian, our offspring exhibits the same enhanced physiology. A boon, I suspect, shall be passed down for generations through the bloodline of House Manderville. My dear descendants, the folk of this star are most fragile, yet as the first man I encountered did demonstrate, they are nevertheless capable of surpassing love and generosity. As the last of the Mandervillians, I have but one request to make of you. Pray, employ your superlative attributes and my armory of Manderville armaments for the benefit of these wonderful people whom I hold in the highest regard. He is indeed a Manderville man, only doing what a Manderville can. What an astounding development. I, Hildebrand Heliodor Maximilian Manderville, shall heed the passionate pleas of my illustrious forebearer. No case is too big nor too small, should it be in service of my fellow man. He learns he's descended from an extraterrestrial being, and it's still business as usual. But wait a minute. Then why is Lady Julian so monstrously strong? Is she a descendant of aliens too? Not you asking the real questions here. Julian is the one that terrifies everybody else. Well, this is most unexpected. Never did it cross my mind that our esteemed ancestor might hail from beyond the heavens. But I do wonder if that selfsame blood still runs thick in our veins. The family tree I glanced over some years ago suggests that... but 'tis unimportant. My present purpose remains unchanged. I will bring our Mandervillian weaponry to the peak of perfection, for Godbrand and for the good of our star. We're gonna find out that they're adopted. They're not actually related to the Mandervillians. But before I forget, I have a gift for you, Hebinx. Pray, await me at the Aetherite Plaza, and I shall bring it to you forthwith. Some truths can shatter the foundations of our beliefs when brought to light. But I have to say, this wasn't one of them. The more staggering discovery was that I have devoted readers in Charlian. Those who peruse my publications are allies against the ever-expanding webs of lies and deception, without exception. I have misjudged the Charlene people. They are not collaborators or the architects of conspiracy, but they are but seekers of knowledge unafraid to plumb the depths of the unknown. That Master Poo Poo, though, that one still has ulterior motives. I'd bet my life on it. Stand ready, for we shall have need of your strength when he shows his true colors. Whatever. I hope you have not been waiting long. This is the gift I mentioned. Master Poo Poo's earnest quest inspired me to indulge in a spot of clockwork craftsmanship between weaponsmithing sessions. I thought it only fitting that you be the one to care for this diminutive simulacrum. Consider it a memento of your adventures together. I'll take a free minion. Ah, and as for our Manderville weaponry project. Sorry. I believe my ancestor's artifact has unlocked the door to the next stage of improvements. Should you find time to offer up your assistance, announce yourself to Master Geralt, and I shall endeavor to join you with utmost clarity. Until then, my dear Hebinx. I got time? I got an hour and a half. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Thavnair. Oh, can we just kill Lugae and get it over with? I think I gave this guy a gruff voice last time. Lord Venuti, I come with ill tidings. Professor Lugae has set an ambush for his nemesis, but was once more defeated. His current whereabouts are unclear. That blithering dolt. No matter. Preparations are well underway. The manifestation will proceed as planned. I'm sure we'll find some funny way to defeat this whole army of douchebag. Alright. Weapon quest. Alright, before we get started, chat, I need a quick break. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. Geralt seems even less enthused to see you than usual. Oh, it's you. I suppose that bespectacled fop did mention that he'd made some kind of breakthrough and needed to round up the usual suspects. I shall inform his lordship of your arrival. Hebinx, welcome, welcome. I do hope you are prepared for another spot of modest labor, for I have plucked a new weaponsmithing secret from the depths of my family's extraordinary heirloom. As for why Godbrand abandoned his ciphered journals, 'twould seem he desired for greater security to afforded by the relic's recording apparatus. That he so feared this knowledge falling into wicked hands bespeaks the destructive potential of what we seek to recreate. Speaking of which, this stage of augmentation will require a fundamental alteration to the weaponry's design. Godbrand understood the individual wielders have different needs and preferences, and thus conceived of a method to modify each armament's base qualities. Essential to the process is a new type of oil known as Manderville. Okay. Manderville. By subtly adjusting the precise ratio of ingredients for this coating, we can influence the paths of ethereal conductivity as we see fit. Sorry. Ugh. More bloody oil. The oil's chief ingredient is, once again, derived from a meteorite. Specifically, an unchondrite with amplifying properties. Ah, so many out of this world materials, but 'tis unsurprising now that we know the alien origin of Godbrand's weaponsmithing techniques. Alien origin, you say? Little wonder I weren't familiar with them. As has become customary, I shall prepare the bulk of the necessary resources, whilst you procure our supply of achondrite. Oi. Oh, aye. And the lovely bloody custom, that is. Man of your means, I reckon ye could buy a mountain of them space rocks as well. And I would gladly do so, except the merchant in question will accept not less than a specific type of tombstone in trade. As much as it pains me to impose upon Hebinx further, he is the best equipped to handle the onerous task. These improvements call for a drastic reforging, and it is your expertise that shall see us succeed or fail as well, Master Geralt. Fine, fine. I'll shut me gob and do as I'm told. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting the distinct impression that you've lost interest in this project. You bloody think? Look, I took this job to pay off me drinking debts, and now that I've managed that, I've got no desire to keep working for an underdressed, overprimped, pretentious arse. I see. Admittedly, even from the beginning, your distaste for me was rather poorly concealed, and I fear such festering antagonism will adversely affect our smithing endeavors. Yes, let us resolve our differences over a flagon of fine spirits, or several. as circumstances dictate. All at my expense, of course. Free liquor, is it? Then you'd best be bringing your biggest purse. Hebinx, you must join us. If you would be so kind as to secure a table at the Mahan, I shall be along in short order. A little tough doing all these voices. I'm either about to see a drunk-ass Godbert or a drunk-ass me. In either way, it should be a good time. Oh ho ho! A splendid night for spirituous beverages. You sure about this, then, are you? I've a mighty thirst, and it'll not be slaked by the cheap stuff. What of you, Hebinx? Will you be following Master Geralt's fine example? I personally love liquor, so bring on the high-class brews. Let's get it on. Very well, then I shall order us all the same to start. Your beverages, Lord Godbert. Enjoy. To your health, my friends. Right, no beating around the bush then. I've hated your guts for a good long while now. Ha! So even my insides offend you. And why might that be? 'Cause for a proper artisan, devotion to your craft ought to be your #1 priority. But you're all founding a consortium or building some fool's playground for fleecing the masses. You're a bloody merchant. That's what you are. You believe my devotion is insufficient then. Yet our works require not only the sweat of our brow, but capital to cover the expenses, no? Thus, does not a steady revenue facilitate the creative process? In that respect, my business ventures have allowed me to indulge in goldsmithing projects I could have never otherwise afforded. Is it not true that you craft kettles as a means to repay loans or simply make ends meet? Would not a substantial sort of wealth spare you such tedious drudgery and empower you to pursue your heart's desire? Booze! We're gonna need more booze over here. I mean, Godbert's got him there. He just wants money to fund his passion. What really soured me was in when you sat your ass on the syndicate. How can you craft aught worthwhile with your head buried in a political shite? You may be surprised. My participation in Uldar's governance opened my eyes to a different world, which in turn provided great inspiration for several original pieces. Well, you can keep your bleeding inspiration. I want nothing to do with prissy rule makers of your ilk. Sounds like Godbert's just jealous. Holy shit, that's a lot of drinks. You and your bloody reasonable arguments. Rich sods ain't got a clue to what it's like for poor buggers like me, and what have you got against wearing clothes any road? We are more alike than you realize, Master Geralt, especially when it comes to the simplicity of our attire. Aye, it's all clear now. You're the master craftsman. And I'm a sodden failure. A failure? Oh, Anna, how'd you... No. Oh, bugger it. I'm a sorry excuse for a smithy, and that's all that matters. He seems to be mistaking you for someone else. Perhaps you could offer him a kind word? I'll be nice to Geralt. He's a man who does get the job done. Geralt, your craftsmanship is flawless. You do just make good weapons. That means a lot coming from you. My thanks. Right. I'm done weeping into me cups. I'll fix up them weapons and to hells with the money. I'll do it for my own damn sense of pride. Twould seem Master Geralt has overcome his aversion to our partnership. Splendid. Although I never would have guessed carrot juice could be so intoxicating. Ah, I was concerned for our goodsmith's health, you see. I had Melil switch his spirits to something less potent several rounds ago. The Mahane's liquors are sublime, but too much can wreak havoc on a man's constitution. There was a time when I too devoted every waking moment to my craft. But alas, running a mercantile empire comes with its own responsibilities. Monetary woes notwithstanding, I do envy Master Geralt his purity of purpose. And on that note, let us return to our pointed acquisitions. We shall require 3 chunks of that aforementioned achondrite as soon as you are able. I think I have enough tomes right now. I mean, if they are bought with causality, then I have enough. Amplifying a chondrite. I need another pair of knives. Ah, the heat of the furnace has me all sobered up. Let's have them special rocks then. This hunk of meteorite contains deposits of a rare form of pyroxene. When subjected to an advanced extraction process, the chondrite produces mineral oil, which can be used to manipulate the pathways of ethereal conductivity. Interesting. I reckon that's enough. But there's one thing that's been bothering me. Was Rowena there at the Mahine? Mahan? I don't rightly remember. Ah, forget it. Let's get his lordship over here before I lose me will to forge. Now for the finishing touch, the Manderville oil. Before we can finalize the mixture, however, you must tell us how you wish your weaponry to serve you in battle. 1 second, chat. Be right back. Gotta take care of that baby boy. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that, chat. And a fussy baby. The ratio of the coating's ingredients will greatly influence the armament's various qualities, so think carefully ere you give your answer. Let me learn about the attributes. 3 attributes to add your newly augmented Manderville weaponry. One of these attributes will be set to a lower value than the other 2. Once you've adjusted the values to your liking, select confirm and finalize your decision. Resetting your weaponry's attributes will require an additional chunk of amplifying a chondrite. I guess direct hit and crit. And then determination. I honestly have no idea, so I'm just gonna go with these. Understood. Your wish is our command. Ooh, shiny. I don't like the hand guards, though. And 'tis done. You're holding the results of an undying devotion to craft and excellence. A pair of majestic Manderville knives. Had you not so bravely confessed your grievances that evening, I dare say this degree of collaborative work would have remained unattainable. Aye, well, me memory's a mite fuzzy on that score, but I'll take me victories where I can get 'em. As always, Hebinx, should you wish to enhance other Manderville weapons in your possession, you need only say the word. My diligent retainer is at your service. Sorry, chat. Lord Godbert, though it shames me to admit, this expertise necessary to manufacture the Max of Manderville oil is beyond my limited chemical knowledge. Don't look at me. If I could mix magic potions, I'd have grown me hair back long ago. Oh, I am aware it would prove an insurmountable feat for you as well, which is why I've employed a master alchemist. Huh. Bloody odd tasting clothes, but at least he's wearing some. Our newest addition to House Manderville, retinue will assist with further augmentations and oversee the preparation of the oil. He will also be available to readjust your weapon's properties should you but bring him the required quantity of a chondrite. This has been a monumental step forward, my friends, yet one stage remains ere the Manderville weaponry's evolution can be considered complete. I knew you was leading up to that. Let me guess. We're to sit here on our breathless, bleeding anticipation while ye sort out what comes next. Precisely. Preparing the process is like to be a lengthy endeavor, so I do suggest that you continue breathing. The final step is upon us, Hebinx. Pray indulge this ambition of mine one last time. Sure. I don't see why not. I will need to transmog these though. I'm not, like I said, the handguard's too much for me. If it was just like the hilt guard without the overarching handguard, I think these would be cool blades. Yeah, not a fan of... Oh, wrong weapon. Not a fan. I don't mind the glow. The glow's pretty cool. I actually like the replica Manderville knives, if I'm being honest. Cool. I'll get those added to my glamour plate and should be good to go from there. Alright, chat. Well, that was a short and sweet session, but that's only because we're going to have a long-ass night tomorrow. Gonna be streaming a lot of Breath of the Wild. To get caught up on what I missed, like weeks worth of content, really. And I did want to get this on stream. I've been kind of making it a habit to do the patch content on stream, so didn't want to break that habit. I don't know, it's just something fun for me to do, even if not a ton of people come to me for Final Fantasy XIV content, which I completely understand. There's way better people out there to watch than me. But I do hope you enjoy the voices. I do put a little effort into this, so thanks everybody so much for watching. I'll see you all next stream. Have a great night.